The Toreros of San Diego bring confidence and momentum after an overtime victory. The Bobcats of Montana State bring size, speed, and a serious need for a get-right game. It's precision versus power, underdogs versus a hungry heavyweight. And when the whistle blows, expect fireworks, ferocity, and 4 quarters of fast-paced football. The battle begins right now on Scripps Saturday Showdown. Well, always a special day here at Bobcat Stadium, the annual Pink Out, as rabid Bobcat fans look for win number 1 of the 2025 campaign, welcoming in a San Diego squad looking to shock the FCS for a second straight week in a battle of teams coming off overtime bouts. Welcome to Bozeman, everyone. Ben Creighton, the former DC, and belated birthday boy Ty Gregorak, Grace Lawrence also coming up in just a bit. And Ty, Pete Sturbick told us earlier this week, good times are coming for Montana State. Speak to Bobcat fans. Why is an 0-2 start not any need for a panic?
Well, there's no need to panic, Ben, because they're a good football team. You know, as Coach Vegan said earlier in the week, there's a difference between panic and urgency. And you're going to see a blue and gold that is very urgent this week. I mean, what do they need to correct? Probably better on third downs on offense. Defensively, you know, they were very good last week, Ben. I mean, you saw that defense, Sean Howe's unit, they were fantastic. But offensively, just putting it all together, getting in a rhythm, and absolutely no turnovers, and extending the chains on third down.
And Dane Steele also needing to step up. And you talk about guys stepping up. That dude really stepping up in the absence of Neil Daly.
Yeah, Bobcat Nation knows who this guy is. He's from Great Falls, Montana. They call it the Electric City, Ben. And Cole Taylor has been electric when he has gotten his turns this fall in his last start last weekend. You saw him sniff out that reverse last play. This kid flies to the football. He's been fantastic to watch thus far.
Yeah, hard to believe he was a quarterback back in his high school days. All right, offensively also, Julius Davis, we know he's hard to tackle. He looks for a big day today.
Yeah, what we got last week was a glimpse of who he was a year and a half ago. I mean, he's the Thunder in the Thunder Lightning duo with him and Adam Jones. You can see he had a great day, 76 yards on the ground. He looks like he's getting his feet, no pun intended, his legs underneath him again, and he wants to run through and take souls of defenders. And I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of that starting this week.
And overall, a running attack that looks to get going today. For San Diego, look, Ruben Lopez has been a constant presence in that secondary over the years, but Matt Colombo, I mean, he tore up that Southern Utah defense last week.
Yeah, just talking about Matt Colombo, the USC transfer. I mean, this guy's about 5'11", 205 pounds, inside the tackle, outside the tackle. I mean, Southern Utah was a ranked team last week, and he's the reigning Pioneer Player of the Week. I mean, he had a great game. I'm excited to watch this young man against what I think is a very, very stout Bobcat defense.
Home run hitting ability, according to Brent Vegan. And like you said, definitely a get-right game for Montana State. And for much more on that, we go down to the third member of our crew in Grace Lawrence. Hi, Grace.
Yeah, hi guys. As you were saying, last year, you know, Montana State won 15 games in a row. This year, they start the season 0-2. That being said, it's to 2 really, really tough opponents. I was able to talk with offensive lineman and captain Titan Fleischman earlier this week about what his message is to the team.
There's no sense of panic. We don't need to. We need to learn. The urgency needs to be turned up, but we don't need to panic, right? We played Oregon, who is going to be one of the best teams in the country, if not the best team. And then we played South Dakota State, who is one of the best teams in our level of football, and we ran them to the wire. And there was a lot of things we did in that game that could have flipped it over to our favor, right?
MSU is still finding themselves with all the new pieces this season, but those pieces have to fit soon if they want to compete for a national championship once again, Ben.
Yeah, no question about that, Grace. And we take a look at our Stockman weather report. Beautiful day here in the Gallatin Valley, 68 degrees. I mean, starting to feel a little bit like fall here in the state of Montana. And Ty, going back to what Titan Fleischman was saying, you and I talked about this during the week. Go back to that team last year that their only loss was in that national title game. They definitely would have had their challenges, too, against an Oregon team and a really good South Dakota State squad.
I wouldn't be shocked if 2 months down the road, Ben, we're going to look at these first 2 weeks. You know, 0-2 is 0-2, but this team is being hardened. They are being calloused by the opponents that they've seen. I'm fired up, man. I'm telling you. I keep telling people around town, I'm like, Don't panic. If you panic, you're an idiot. This is a good outfit. They're a well-coached team. Coach Vegan knows what he's doing. 5 years at the helm. This is a good outfit. We're going to see a lot more of it starting today.
Montana State won the toss. They deferred to the second half. So Adam Kreider back to return for San Diego as that will go into the end zone for a touchback. And you look at the starting QB for this Toreros bunch, Dom Nankiel, the junior out of Chula Vista, California. I mean, you just watch him. I mean, so slippery. Can really get out of broken plays.
No question, he is the definition of a dual threat quarterback. Now, talking to offensive coordinator Nick Fulton, he loves what he can do, but there's some ball security stuff when you watch him run the football. There's a lot of air in there, Ben. He's got to tuck that football away because he knows his defense is pretty dang good for MSU. This kid's a good player, fired up to watch him all day.
And will have to go up against this big crowd here at Bozeman. On the keeper on first down, fires on the run, wide open on the far side. That one complete and battling for a first down as he completes it to Cole Monick for a first down for the Torero offense.
Yeah, just a little play action pass. You know, you're down in your own territory here. I mean, nice job by them. Just little play action and first and 10, move the chains. Good positive start by the Toreros.
And especially with the amount of yards they picked up on the ground last week, to see a little bit of the passing attack get going early on.
I know they're going to give Colombo his touches. I mean, shoot, he's got 52 of the 82 rushing attempts for his entire squad. That being said, this front seven for MSU is stout, and the Toreros know that.
Yeah, definitely the veteran bunch for Montana State on defense. Here's Colombo with his first carry of the afternoon. No gain there. And Ty, it's that time. Taking a look at our players to watch, who are you looking at today for Montana State and San Diego?
Well, starting to the left there, we've already talked about Matt Colombo. The guy's a dude, reigning Pioneer Player of the Week. Nate Fisher has been nothing but productive. 24 total tackles on the season, a dozen a game right now. We've already talked about Cole Taylor. I'm going to call him Cole Train Taylor, Ben, because he wants to hit you like a freight train. You know, I mean, here we go.
Empty backfield. Today's players to watch, sponsored by Jewelry Design Center. 4 wide here on 2nd and 10. Nankiel underneath, incomplete, in and out of the hands. As I'll bring up 3rd down, and your guy right there, Cole Taylor, on the coverage.
Well, yeah, you know, yes, he was on the coverage. That thing hit him right in the hands, and he dropped the football. Empty set there, Ben. While it was still 11 personnel, they just flexed Colombo out there to the boundary. That big tight end's got to catch the football. You know, right here for Sean Howe and his defensive unit, 3rd and long, exactly what you want, 3rd and 10. These guys were outstanding last week against one of the best teams in the country. You know, as Coach Vegan said, if you were to tell me we were, you know, 12 of 13 on defense on 3rd downs and lost the game, you thought he was crazy.
Nankiel will swing it out to Colombo. Colombo getting a couple of blocks, trying to knife through a couple defenders, and short of the yard to gain to bring up 4th down. Brian Meredith on the stop for Montana State.
Yeah, that was good play by Meredith. You know, I don't think the Toreros had exactly the right personnel they wanted in for that play. That being said, fantastic job by Meredith making the play. Nice force, turning it back into his buddy there, and bring out the punt team.
Taco Dowler back to return for Montana State. Still looking for some fireworks early on here in this 2025 campaign. We know how elusive he can be in that punt return game. He'll let this one bounce. He'll take a favorable Bobcat bounce at around the 27-yard line. So now with the Bobcat offense coming on the field for the first time this afternoon, you know, we heard so much about Justin Lamson, a true dual threat for this Bobcat offense.
Yeah, you know, and I got to imagine the Bobcats, their offensive coaches, their offense in general, are tired of hearing the word reshuffle. Yes, there's been some reshuffling on the offensive line. There was reshuffling last year on the way to Frisco, so I'm assuming they're tired of hearing it. That being said, they have got to protect this young man, give him some good, clean pockets, little time in the pocket to throw the football, because we know he can throw the ball.
Going to Taco Dowler on the near side, and we'll pick up a couple. Because, yeah, you look at Justin Lamson from last week, a lot of those rushing yards, I mean, it came from when he was under pressure and had to escape the pocket.
No question, and this is just, you know, right here, just getting him comfortable early. Little screen out to the edge, let Taco get the ball. Good hustle there by Caden Gibson out of Chandler, Arizona. He's coming all the way from that boundary end position. But, yeah, get Lamson just comfortable early.
On the slant again. That one complete. And this was big, too, that Pete Strubick was telling us earlier this week. A lot of those short passes trying to get Justin Lamson in this passing attack going.
Yeah, and they will. I mean, and this is what they have to be better at as well. You know, we talk about things they can improve on. It's winning on first down. It's not necessarily the third downs that need to improve, which they do, but just having positive yardage on first down to make second and third a lot more manageable.
3rd down and 3, 4 wide for Montana State to the air again, and again complete. And that will move the chains for Montana State as Ryan King makes the squeeze.
Yeah, it's a great job by Ryan King, and a good start here, you know, offensively. You know, Lamson hasn't been touched. You know, he's their leading rusher right now, Ben, and that's something that Coach Vegan, Coach Strubick know that has to change. This is not Tommy Mellott as the trigger man anymore. This is a big 6'2", 6'3" quarterback, and they need him to stay healthy.
Out of the pistol, going to the ground, and Adam Jones, he'll pick up a gain of 1.
Yeah, it looked like David Locke there, who's actually their second leading tackler, just kind of, you know, he got enough in the backfield to kind of bubble the play. Nice job by him triggering and getting him to second and about 8 here.
Well, meanwhile, you look at the San Diego defense. I mean, they were tremendous against the run last week against Southern Utah, and that's what Brendan Moore really harped to us this week. They pride themselves on slowing down the run, and that's what they did last week against Southern Utah. Underneath, wide open, getting into San Diego territory, and another first down for Montana State. Hunter Province with the catch.
Yeah, and I like it. You know, last week we saw a lot of 10 personnel, 1 back, 0 tight end, and a lot of 12 personnel, right? When they bring in their 2 tight ends. You see big Hunter Province. Personally, just as a defensive guy, I'd love to see the trio of tight ends that Montana State platoons. I'd love to see them get involved early and often.
Hunter Province from San Diego making the catch for a first down. Flag flies up the gut. Julius Davis past the 35, trying to bulldoze over a couple defenders. Gets near the 30, but again, a flag flies.
Got to believe it'll be a false start here, and that's too bad because that's what they also got to get big 32 going. That was a nice job by the O-line, nice run by him. Got to believe it's coming back.
Offense number 23. 23 was in motion while he was on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. First down.
Adam Jones called for the penalty. And this is what's crazy about this tie. We mentioned this before. Both Montana State and San Diego coming off of overtime bouts. Doesn't happen a whole lot in college football.
No, we were talking to San Diego's coaching staff, and I was like, man, we got to have our producers maybe do a little extra homework, and they got enough on their plate. But this doesn't happen much. You can see 3 times in the history of a 150-year-old sport. I mean, this doesn't happen often, so it's kind of cool in that regard too.
Lamson again underneath. This time Taco Dowler tried to stiff arm a defender and to the 45-yard line. Devin Nemi with the tackle.
Yeah, just a quick little spot route there, and it's great effort and hustle by the big D lineman 92 there, Evan Niemi, to make the play. Taco's not easy to tackle. You can see right there initially, makes two miss. Nice open field tackle by the big fella.
Well, Sam Mix even said before the season they wanted to create that elusiveness and as a wide receiver. And there he is again, breaks away from a tackle, down the fringe, and there's that playmaking ability. Taco Dowler to the house.
And Ben, you and I got our first, it's Taco Tuesday on a Saturday, Ben. And oh, by the way, the quarterback is perfect. What a way for that offensive unit for the Bobcats to start. Put it in the Sonny Holland end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats.
45 yards from Justin Lamson to Taco Dowler. And again, right on cue, so elusive.
Well, and that's where I thought South Dakota State did a fantastic job last week of really taking Taco out of the game. Only 4 catches, and Coach Vegan's been harping on every week, hey, we know Taco can make plays, but we got to find other players, to complement him. Big-time job by the O-line. Great throw by the quarterback, who's perfect, and finished off by that man, Taco Dowler.
The first touchdown of 2025 for Taco Dowler as he streaks all the way. Quick start for the Bobcats. Well, a 7-0 start for number 4, Montana State. Taco Dowler hauling it in on a 45-yard reception from Justin Lamson. And, I mean, really the best quote, Justin Lamson said, every time I ask Taco to get the ball, he's there. And you saw it right there as another touchback delivered into the end zone. All right, right, Ty. Arts and crafts time.
Arts and crafts time, Ben. You're going to see Taco Dollar right here in the slot, all right? What we used to call this is just a dagger route because it looks like a big sword at the end of it. Vertical route by the Z receiver. Taco's just run about a 10 to 12 yard out. Does a great job making the man miss, and great block downfield by Ryan King. Touchdown Bobcats.
Brent Vigen certainly got to be happy with that start offensively. In the opening minutes of this contest. Now the Toreros look to respond. First and 10, the give. Cutting back inside. Looking for space, nowhere to go as Colombo gets brought down behind the line. Seth Johnson there for the takedown.
This is a really nice tackle, open field tackle by Seth Johnson. Just split zone here, right there. You can see Colombo takes it all the way outside, makes Grebe miss initially. Oh, beautiful tackle there by Seth Johnson. Good. I mean, I think he's going to be credited for a tackle for loss there. Nice play. Great job by the D line, bubbling the play, making it go east-west. Nice tackle and finish by that man.
Yep, the loss of one there. Again on the ground. Trucking for a few yards right there. Bryce Grebe with the stop. And again, Ty, we look at Brent Vigen, just the job that he's done in his tenure here in Bozeman, taking this team to the FCS National Championship game twice during his tenure. An 0-2 start, but again, he's got a great program here in Bozeman in 2025.
Yeah, you know, people, I've heard rumblings, you know, the Cats haven't lost 3 games in a row since 2016. Well, let's just call a spade, gentlemen. I mean, holy smokes. I was here in 16, and this is a way different looking team than we had back then. That was a rebuilding type year, a couple years. Coach Vigen's put his name on this place, and my goodness, the success they've had has been incredible. It's a compliment to him.
A quick strike from Nankiel as he finds his tight end in Peyton Smith, but it's going to be short of the first down marker to bring up 4th down.
No, right on track for Coach Howe and his team. I mean, kind of where they picked up last week. I mean, fantastic on 3rd down. They're perfect on 3rd down right now. I like that big tight end, Peyton Smith. Kind of what I was saying about getting those Bobcat tight ends involved early. Peyton Smith, the big senior out of Rockland, California. I would imagine they'll keep looking to him. They just got to get. He's got to get to the sticks to make that play.
As Taco Dollar calls a fair catch at the 30. But already making his presence known early in this one with a touchdown reception. And he's loving it as he goes up to the student section. 7-0 Bobcats. Time for today's poll question, sponsored by Williams Plumbing and Heating. Which school in Montana or the Dakotas has the best game day atmosphere? You got obviously right here in Bozeman, Montana, North Dakota State, South Dakota. And, you know, Ty, obviously, we were here last week. How about this? Record attendance for Bobcat Stadium for Gold Rush, 22,117 here at Bobcat Stadium. I mean, once again, another sellout here in Bozeman over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, that new stadium seating down under the Jumbotron sure helps, and it's kind of cool to figure between Bobcat Stadium and Washington Grizz Stadium in a state of 1.2 million people, Ben. You've got about 50,000 people every Saturday coming to support their teams. It's pretty awesome, man.
Well, you know it's got to be rabid right now, about 3 hours away in Missoula with that top 20 matchup. Julius Davis sidesteps and gets short of the first down marker. And again, one of the big additions to Bobcat Stadium this year, you look beyond the end zone, the touchdown terrace. Now, that's got to be nice to watch a game there.
Oh, it's really cool. It just shows you how smart I am, Ben. I get out of football thinking I get to, you know, maybe enjoy a cold one and some sunshine, maybe take my son to a game. I'm spending every Saturday next to you. But you know what? I love it. Big time by then, and there's Big Julius.
It gets upended, getting into San Diego territory. A big run once again for Julius Davis, who's had a couple big runs on this drive.
Yeah, you know, that's been the mantra, you know, for years now. Run the rhymes with spam ball. You know, I don't think anybody wants to keep talking about the reshuffling of the O-line. They got great players up front. Give those ponies in the backfield the rock and let them do their thing.
16-yard scamper there by Julius Davis. Pair of tight ends in motion here for Montana State on a new set of downs as they feed Davis again. Almost trying to escape, but gets tripped up.
Yeah, 12 personnel here. It looked like they went on that nub side, just running inside zone. Looked like it was Ezekiel Swain, the senior out of Fresno, California, who ultimately tripped up the big fella.
Jones back in at back for Montana State on 2nd and 7. In the pistol, 2nd and 7. Adam Jones looking for a hole. And a couple yards there. And now a word from the Jewelry Center.
More choices. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life. Come see us in Missoula, on Brooks, across from the Montana Club.
And now 3rd down and 4 for the Montana State offense.
And that's what I'm talking about, though. You know, they got to win those 1st and 2nd downs. 3rd and 4 is manageable. We both know that Coach Vegan, Coach Sturbick would love those 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2s. That being said, move the chains.
Adam Jones almost upended. Gets to the 30 and another 1st down for Montana State. David Locke on the stop for San Diego.
Yeah, good stop by Locke there again. 2nd leading tackler through, you know, two games and a quarter. I'm gonna be interesting to see how San Diego holds up. You know, I mean, again, it's all about the different levels and, you know, who's got depth.
Lamson wants the deep heave, going for Taco Dowler up in the air and picked off the deflection. San Diego looking for a big return on this INT. Blasted at the 20, still on his feet, cuts back inside, but they're going to call the play dead as he stepped out of bounds as Ruben Lopez came down with the interception. Well, but there is a flag in the end zone.
There is a flag. It's just depending on which way they call it. You got to believe it's defensive pass interference here.
Pass interference, number 2. Defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
Jake Higgins, the guilty party, a huge break for Montana State.
Yes, it is. I mean, you know, if the ball was thrown better, it shouldn't have been a play. It should have been a touchdown. You can see the ball's kind of thrown behind Taco here. You know, it's a good job by Trey Sena Ortega, you know, getting the ball to eventually get intercepted. But that, to your point, kind of a lucky break there by the Bobcats. And you can see, keep going after 1-4 right there.
Little hot potato there, but obviously the interception taken off the board. And now a 1st and 10 from the 16 in the AVA red zone. Lamson with a load of time in the pocket. Incomplete. Too strong, intended for Julius Davis.
Yeah, they went trips into the boundary, formation of the boundary here, and then they just tried a running back wheel out of it. Okay, you can see all 3 over there. They motion. You can see Julius Davis then goes up the sideline. Great concept. And he was open. Not a little off-target ball there by Lamson.
Too much muscle there from Lamson. You look at the AVA red zone numbers for Montana State, 4 for 5 this season. A trio of touchdowns and a field goal through the uprights. 2nd down in the pistol. Dane Steele in motion. Adam Jones ripped down behind the line of scrimmage.
Yes, he was. I mean, you know, nice job by that Torero defense. They're, you know, right now through 2 games, Cal Poly, Southern Utah, giving up 108 on the ground. And like you said, Coach Moore, an old linebacker himself from the University of Colorado, Colorado. I was thinking of a time we actually played them at Oklahoma and beat them in Norman. A couple years after that, they went and won a national championship with Coach Stoops. But he's a linebacker at heart, wants to play good rush defense.
And you talk about defense. Lamson goes down for the sack. Nate Fisher bringing the crunch.
Yeah, and that's what they just have to get corrected. You know, that's the 7th sack now on the season, and he's coming straight up the gut. That's Nate Fisher, their leading tackler. He just goes untouched.
Yeah, we talked to the San Diego coaching staff. They were really high on Fisher. They even said they were really lucky to have him on this defense.
Yeah, he was a great get. He's out of Sammamish, Washington, Skyline High School.
No problem there from Miles Sandstead. Make it 10-0. So the offense producing so far for the Bobcats as we wind down this 1st quarter.
The power of
So excited. Next month, Ty, guess what? After doing these games for 4 years, I finally get to make the trip to Yellowstone next month after that Idaho State game. I'm so pumped.
Well, and it's a great time of year. It's beautiful. The colors, the leaves, everything's changing. You know what the best part about it is? There's a lot less tourists, Ben.
Tripped up short of the first down marker. Nate Fisher on the stop. As you look at numbers from that first quarter from both squads, I mean, that's not going to get it done if you're a Toreros bunch who absolutely tore up the turf last week against Southern Utah.
Well, and that, you know, when they came out slinging, you know, and had a 1st and 10 right away off the play action, you know, I mentioned, this front seven for Montana State is very, very stout. Not, you know, as good as Colombo is, I know what he's done this season. I got to believe they got to throw the football to have any kind of offensive success.
On 4th and 1, trying to submarine through the line and pick up a first down. Adam Jones, he will get enough to move the sticks.
It was a very aggressive play call by Coach Vegan and Sturbick. You know, early in the game, you got a 10-point lead. I think they're trying to probably exercise some demons from last week in terms of a 4th and 1 and, you know, not getting it. So nice job by them. Move the chains.
And of course came up short on the final play of the game in double overtime. Julius Davis coming up just short. And now a new set of downs as Davis is in for Montana State. Trips on the far side. Lamson trying to dance and just meets a brick wall.
I can't tell if that was a quarterback draw, and if so, that was really poorly blocked by the offensive front, or if his read wasn't there. Yeah, I can't tell. Either way, Ben, it was ugly. I'll say that.
Well, again, I think that goes back to the concern that a lot of fans have about this Montana State offense. I mean, they led the FCS last year in offense and points per game, but, you know, through the first 2 games, only 37 total. Loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Into Province motions. Lamson again with an eternity, and he'll tuck and run. And wrapped up at around the 45-yard line. Again, Nate Fisher there for the stop.
Yeah, we're gonna hear that name a lot today. Nate Fisher's a heck of a football player. Played a ton last year as a true freshman. Defensive coordinator Mike McGlinchey was saying, you know, getting guys like him, really good, talented athletes from out of state to come is a big-time thing. And this is exactly where they want to get them in these 3rd and, you know, mid to longs, especially what the offensive line and Lamson have kind of shown in the last 2.5 weeks.
Trips now at the bottom of the screen. Wide open, Dane Steele gets escorted out of bounds. And once again, it will be enough for a first down.
Yeah, nice job by Steele, just getting to the sticks, good clean pockets. Only a 4-man rush. You can see the twist game there into the boundary. Nice job by them getting the first down and standing at what appears to be a very nice drive thus far.
Down to Grace, who has more on Dane Steele.
Yeah, this week Pete Sturbick said that Dane Steele is Mr. Consistency, just ready to make plays. Vegan said his work ethic is hard to match on this team. He's mature beyond his years. Nothing that he will do will surprise the coaching staff because Steele has the highest expectations himself, Ben.
And again, another case of hot potato there. Almost another possible interception there by the San Diego secondary.
Yeah, and it would have been very similar to the first one. You know, that being said, this is a good throw. I mean, Ryan King's got maybe a little behind, but, you know, a good receiver is going to make that play. Again, a little bit lucky. I mean, that ball was in the air and available to be picked.
I mean, you can hear the San Diego defensive coaches who are next door to us not happy with not able to bring that down. Adam Jones right through the hole and spun down. Jake Higgins rips him down to bring up 3rd down.
And, you know, for the most part, they're doing a nice job versus the run. You know, Jake Higgins plays he comes in and plays a lot of the nickel. He's got 2 sacks on the year. Very versatile player, according to Coach Galinci. They call him Coach Galinci. I guess the Mick before it's, you know, too much. It's like Gregorak, you know. You should surprised how many people just totally abuse my name. It's not that hard, but anyway, he loves Jake Higgins. Love the way he plays. Senior veteran guy.
Pressure coming. Lamson trying to escape and again ripped down.
Yeah, it's River Abendroth, man. I mean, you know, what they need to do is really roll this front 4. But again, I'd have to see the replay. Got a little bit of pressure. It's almost bogus pressure because that big defensive lineman inside just drops back and spies the quarterback. He is the spy guy. Great defensive play call there by defensive coordinator Coach Galinci. Nice job by Abendroth finishing him off, bring out the punt team.
Again, that front seven for San Diego, definitely their strength, their older group, and showing that playmaking ability. And in front of the 10, juking his way, and maybe a return of 5 yards there. But the San Diego defense for the first time today showing their presence like we saw last week as they bring down Justin Lamson. Now the offense looks to get going. Well, you know the young ones are enjoying a beautiful day here in Bozeman and enjoying a 10-0 start for the home team. And time to take a look at our fan zone with the Marsh McLennan Agency. Check out today's featured fans. And again, fans, thanks for sending in these awesome photos. I like the one on the, I don't want to say that's a cow. Not a bull, is it? I don't know.
It looked large, I'll say that, yeah. for a small human sitting on top of it. Yeah. Welcome to Montana.
First play of this drive, Colombo with the carry. And trying to drag a few Montana State defenders. And a pickup of 4 on that carry.
That was a good tough run by Colombo because it looked like Zach Cruz was right there. He just stuck his foot in the ground, took it north-south, and nice run by him, man. This kid runs hard.
A positive play guy, according to offensive coordinator Nick Fulton. But right now, again, this is a San Diego offense that rushed for 300. No, excuse me. That was the wrong number, but I'll refer back to it in a second. But either way, they tore up the turf last week. Right now, just -1 rushing yards. Now to the air. And a quick hitter. That one complete again to Peyton Smith. We've already called his name a lot so far today.
Yep, good throw, good catch. You can see my man there, Cole Train Taylor. Start calling his name a bunch. It's going to be interesting when Daly gets healthy. You know what? Again, the best players are going to play. If you can play Mike, good time. A lot of times you can play Will and vice versa. But it's an excellent problem to have. I know Coach Howe, you know, if you got 3, 4 inside dudes that can all play, rotate them. You know, defensively, there's nothing better than to, you know, take a series off, get freshened up, then come back. This young man's having a heck of a start, though, to the season.
0 for 3 on third downs today. Colombo trying to change that. He won't.
Yeah, and there you go. There's your guy, Ben.
Yeah, obviously very viral on social media, especially TikTok. I wouldn't know. I don't have TikTok.
I don't either. The age of social media. I'll say this though: if I looked like that guy, I'd rarely wear a shirt myself, man. I mean, do your thing, man. Do it.
Yeah, you look at the numbers again. Over 200, only with 5 so far against this Montana State D line. Taco Dowler in front of the 25. Mazes his way through. Dowler looking for an opening down the sideline and gets belted out of bounds.
Well, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Again, last week was a top 20 opponent in Southern Utah, and I know we got to go to break, Ben.
Bobcats with the ball when we come back.
For 40.
Obviously, we talked so much about the defensive line for Montana State. Right now, just holding negative 2 yards. And again, getting a lot of experience. And again, they really showed out last week against South Dakota State. So not surprising with their performance so far today.
No, they're good. They got veteran leadership. They got captains up there. They got dudes with a lot of experience, and they're playing like it.
The pitch to Julius Davis on first down. Davis trying to turn the corner with a stiff arm and runs out of bounds.
It's a great run. It all starts on the outside here by Hunter Province. You're going to see a nice little blow. You're not going to really see it, but right out there, yeah, right there, get a good perimeter block, and that's the thing. We can hype up 32 and 23 all we want, but it usually starts with the guys inside, and this tight end group does a great job working together. Coach Walsh does a heck of a job with those three, and Schlepp, Province, and Lencioni.
Back to Davis. Fights through a hole, tries to hurdle a defender and gets upended. Yeah, you talk about the tight end group. Obviously, we've seen it the last couple of years, how much they pride themselves on blocking on the perimeter.
Yeah, nice job. Again, that's what I'm saying there. Hunter Province again, just getting enough of that seal block. Good job by those guys inside. Again, I know they're playing different positions. You saw JT Reed with a great block, and then the rest is on the big fella from Wisconsin. That man right there.
And getting a breather now on the sideline. Adam Jones checks in for Montana State as they march down the field. From the 23, first down. Swinging out, Taco Dowler. And he'll get dragged out of bounds as Jake Higgins was there.
Little swing pass there to Dowler. I tell you, San Diego was a little lucky. Looked like there was a little contact out of bounds, but nothing, nothing crazy. Close though.
And a gain of 6 there. And hopefully that photographer down the sideline's okay.
Friendly fire, Ben.
Play fake, Lamson lets it fly. Adam Jones hauling it in. A strike from Lamson for 6.
Exact same concept that we saw going into the Sonny Holland end zone with Julius, only Lamson was just a little too strong, as you said. Great job by my man out of Missoula. Slicker than snot on a doorknob, Ben. He can do it all. You can see right there, though, he's getting out of the backfield on that wheel route there. Great throw, great catch, unaccounted for. Touchdown Bobcats.
Adam Jones with his first receiving touchdown of 2025 as the PAT is good. Well, we've heard it the last 2 seasons. Brent Vigen saying definitely the best back in terms of receiving for this Bobcat offense as he finds the end zone. 17-0 Montana State. That dude right there, Adam Jones, finding the blue turf. And for more on him and this running attack, we go back down to Grace Lawrence.
Back in spring ball, Julius Davis told me that him and Adam Jones, they got a nickname called the Evil Twins. Davis wears 32 and Jones wears 23, the flip version of each other's numbers. Here's a photo. His dad, Davis's dad, customized some jerseys for himself and the Jones family as an ode to the nickname and duo. Running backs coach Josh Furm laughed about the nickname, but said they play off each other so well. It's so fitting. Those are some pretty sweet jerseys, guys.
Oh, no question about that, Grace, as another touchback delivered from Montana State. And yeah, I mean, you look at Adam Jones and Julius Davis, Ty. You know, one of the best quotes I saw from Adam Jones, he said, talking about Julius Davis, he got me through some tough times where I wasn't as confident in myself as he was of me. I mean, you could see they both have each other's backs in that running attack.
Yeah, and it's really cool. You know, competition's a real thing, and you want to compete against each other. You know, one guy has to be the starter. You know, you both want to start. It's always cool when you just got such a culture and a cohesiveness within a unit. It's a brotherhood, man, and you can tell the Evil Twins have a brotherhood. It's pretty cool to see.
Play action, Nankiel out into the flat. Kreider just blasts his way out of bounds and a first down, and some jawing after between the running back.
Yeah, a little John between Kreider and Taden Gray there. That's okay. It's okay as long as no sisters or mothers are brought into it. A nice offensive play. Nice job by them moving the chains, and they need to do that, Ben. I mean, that's the thing. This offense kind of went stale and has been stale now for about a quarter. Good play call, good execution. 1st and 10.
You're up to 42 total yards so far this afternoon for this Torero offense. Now Colombo just cannot find a window whatsoever.
All starts with the front four of Montana State. All right, we'll see a wide shot of this. Chase McMillan's going to get all the credit down here at the cornerback position. Great job by Hunter Parsons and the rest of the crew. Nice job by the cornerback being able to clean it up at the end. Well, just as you start to show that Torero offense a love for getting some production, they get a tackle for loss. Nice job by that guy right there, Hunter Parsons, to string out the play. Again, a man Coach Vigen talked about all week in terms of really stepping up his play. Now it's just a matter of getting consistent and being that dude week in, week out.
Everly motions, tons of time. Nankiel over the middle. He's got a man in Montana State territory. a heater right there as he connects with Peyton Smith.
Well, we're going to see two looks of it, Ben. He originally wanted to throw it right there, and he kind of held it, and then you realize, holy smokes, this guy's really open. I will throw it to him. Good pocket, good throw, good catch, and that's what I'm talking about. Senior Peyton Smith, keep getting him the rock. He is a big, good-looking target out there.
The leading receiver so far in this one for San Diego. Back to the ground game, Kreider. Nothing going there.
Yeah, they're just running A-gap power. Again, stout by the front four there. See big Alec Eckert. Washington State transfer. Bryce Grebe, younger brother of Brody Grebe.
And you talked about also Hunter Parsons, Brent Vegan. High on him, Alec Eckert. Both of those two guys, according to Vegan, had their best games last week against South Dakota State. 2nd and 10. Nankiel, incomplete on the slant. Tried to go to Heverly, he wants a flag.
Big play, Tay. Good tight coverage. You can hear the bells going. That means it's 3rd down. It's 3rd and long. And what we've seen thus far from the San Diego offense hasn't been much on 3rd down.
0 for 4 today on 3rd downs. And if you want to stay in this ball game, I mean, this is a big drive, in my opinion, for San Diego. They got to put up some points here as we wind down to halftime.
No, you're right. I mean, they've marched the ball down into Bobcat territory. It's still, it's still very high in the territory in terms of being on the 42-yard line.
Caden Dallard brings pressure again off the face mask. It seems intended for Bradley Schlom to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, good pressure here. You can see Caden Dallard. Look, it looks almost like a freak blitz, a free safety, weak side pressure. Quarterback does a nice job recognizing that's his hot route. Got to catch the rock, Schlom. Kind of a tweener yardage in terms of field goal or punt. Elected to punt, probably the right decision.
High bounce. Into the end zone for a touchback. Well, meanwhile, for Montana State, you got over 3.5 to play with before halftime to put up some more points.
Yeah, lots of time. An eternity of time.
Loads of time.
17-0. Beautiful day. You know, it's nice just to be able to look out, Ben, and see the Bridgers. Last week it was really smoky. It's a gorgeous day. A little slight breeze here. You can see the flags churning. But, yeah, a great day in the Gallatin Valley.
No, trust me, my throat was feeling it last week with all that smoke in the air here in Bozeman.
It was smoky.
Yeah, but you just see it right there. Just a beautiful day for football here in the Gallatin Valley.
It is, you're right. It is starting to feel a lot like fall. Sent the kids to school. It was like 40 degrees the other day.
Lamson rolls out. And then caught by Taco Dowler and ripped down. Dowler, as well as the Bobcat faithful, wanting a delay penalty.
You know what I love? I mean, yeah, it was a little extra. Kind of threw him at the end. You know, I love it. The first guy in his face here at the end is Adam Jones. Said, hey, homie, watch it. Watch it. You'll see right here at the end if we see it. We will not. Yeah, Taco wanted it. He didn't get it. But, yeah, you can see Adam Jones right there. The brotherhood, baby.
2nd and 6, 3 wide. Adam Jones getting the rock. And again, that San Diego D-line swarms all over him.
Yeah, that's big Malachi Cooper there. You know, again, this front four for San Diego is bowing up a little bit at times. You can see the first 4 drives there, mostly productive. Talking to the defensive coaches here from San Diego, they love Malachi Cooper. They call him a special player and kind of an unsung leader within the group.
The team that held Southern Utah to just 82 total rushing yards a week ago. On the slant, Dane Steele trying to get every inch he can to pick up a 1st down, but he's going to be just short.
It's a really, really nice play by strong safety, senior 13, Ryan Malak out of Phoenix, Arizona. Really, really nice job. I mean, they got most of it, but held him for about a yard. Big play by him to bring out the punt team.
Montana State's going to let this wind down to the 2-minute timeout.
2-minute break, media timeout.
As the Bobcats once again will face a 4th down and 1 coming up on the other side. But Adam Jones once again showing his playmaking ability as we wind down this first half in Bozeman.
Today's game.
Montana State will keep the offense on the field here on 4th and 1 from the 29. With 2 minutes to play here in the second quarter, looking to add on to their 17-0 lead. The Bobcats already successful so far on 4th down, 1 for 1.
Well, and they did it on their side of the field, you know. So again, I think this is some exercising demons from a week ago.
Handoff, Adam Jones lunges forward, and he'll pick up the first down.
Two gutsy 4th down calls on 4th and short, both in Bobcat territory. Both times they got it. And I would imagine if you're Coach Steerbeck and Coach Vegan, you're going to try to take a lot of this minute 40 off here while also getting positive yardage.
Lamson with a heater, and that one intercepted. Ruben Lopez all over that one.
And that's not what you wanted to do, Ben, right before half, because there's still a lot of time for the Toreros then to plug in, you know, 7 points. Now it's a 10-point game, you know.
I was going to say, you beat me to it. That's the last thing you wanted to do while trying to drive down the field. I mean, well, threw it right to him.
Yeah, but it's just interesting. You go for it on 4th and 1, deep in your own territory. You get it. The running backs are doing some good stuff. I mean, obviously you only had about a minute 40, but not ideal to give the Toreros the ball back here with plenty of time to go score.
Yeah, we talked about him in the open, Ruben Lopez. A constant in that secondary, coming up with the pick.
Yeah, the kid's 41. A player.
Oh,
kid's a player.
No doubt. Nankiel, quick hitter, near side. As Bradley Schwalm decked out of bounds. Carson Williams there to lay the wood.
And he did. It was a good pop. You know, that being said, it only took a couple seconds off the clock. Plenty of time for the Toreros to put together a little drive here. And if you are Coach Fulton, you know, you know the Bobcats are one of the best teams in FCS. You're at one of the toughest places to play. You want to eat up every second of the minute 28 here.
4 wide again. Again, a quick hitter to the near side, and again, rinse and repeat, Bradley Schwalm. But you look at Dom Nankiel, I mean, you saw it last week in that overtime win over Southern Utah. You know, he even said, I started as a true freshman. That's what helped me make big plays in games like those. And obviously you can see it. He can lead an offense down the field in these kinds of situations.
No, he's a great athlete, young man out of Chula Vista, California. You know, you just watched the last 2 games. He's a good player for this outfit. There's no doubt about it.
Everly in motion. Nankiel, he can do a lot of damage with his legs, but sidearms it incomplete. Intended for Ben Mosley.
Big decision right here, you know, and I'll say this: if you want to come up here, take a charter, long trip from San Diego, beautiful San Diego. Shoot, I was married in San Diego, but I don't love it. You know, I don't love this decision, mostly because offensively you haven't done anything. You know, you need something, and it is absolutely soul-taking to score on a defense right before half. I just feel like, man, you know, you want to win the ball game. Let's go try to get that yard. And if you don't, your defense has played pretty well.
Fair catch called by Taco Dowler. So now Montana State will have another opportunity with 1:13 left. When you look at Justin Lamson looking to respond from throwing that interception. Again, a true dual threat for this Bobcat offense. Right now looking at his numbers, 13 of 16 though, so an effective first half.
Yes, it has been. You know, again, get the ball to that guy, and he's got to, you know, keep using his other targets, aka those tight ends who have been productive when they've gotten the rock. That offensive line's got to continue to give him a clean pocket.
Lamson, time running out, and he'll scamper. Out of bounds, and again the Bobcat faithful wanting a flag, and Nothing will fly there as Lamson gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:05 to play.
But, you know, here's the deal, and I know and understand football fans a little bit. These wide receivers have got to get themselves open, too. I mean, the offensive line kind of held their own there, you know, and all these rush yards by Lamson, you know, these wide receivers got to get some separation. I think that's where you see the loss of Chris Long right now. There's just not a lot of dudes on the perimeter that are getting themselves open.
Provides a lot of length. Threads the needle. Dane Steele makes the squeeze. And brought down by a pair of Toreros to the 40. And the clock will momentarily stop at 57 seconds.
Good play, good catch. Starting to hear Steele's name a lot more. You know, they talk about him being consistent.
Lamson facing pressure. Rose on the run. Again, right on cue. Dane Steele stays in bounds before pushed out.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because I actually think he steps out of bounds. Yep, there he is.
There you go.
He just threw the flag. So what happened here is Steele steps out of bounds. It's a good job by the sideline referee seeing it, throws his hat, and he comes and catches the football here. That is a penalty, and they're going to move him back.
Number 84, the offense, went out of bounds and returned on his own. That's illegal touching. Lost it down to the spot of the valve. Second down.
Yep. And that's a big, you can see how, that's a big penalty right there, Ben, with 44 clicks on the clock.
Yeah, because now being instead of being inside the 40 for San Diego, now you're back in your own territory inside your own 40.
Right. Ten personnel here, 4 wides. He's got Dowler in motion.
Lamson with good protection. Shows off the arm. And a beautiful connection there to Ryan King.
Yeah, that was a little miscommunication in coverage because they just flat lost big Ryan King there. Looks like a too high shell. Well, it is and it isn't. Playing one of their max coverages there when they drop 8. And they just lost King up there on the sideline.
Bringing pressure. And again, going to Ryan King. And we'll get a timeout.
Yeah, Coach Vigan immediately takes the timeout. He realizes he's got 30 seconds to go. Nice couple plays right there. Those were some massive chunks, and you are absolutely into field goal range here for Samstead.
First and a half, 30-second timeout. 30 seconds.
Well, right now, Montana State 181 yards through the air, 66 on the ground. And look, we highlighted this last week. I mean, it feels weird that we've been doing this now for 4 years. We talked so much about the running attack really chewing up the yards offensively. I can't believe we're talking about a passing attack that's doing more damage than a running attack here in Bozeman.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think people are going to think this was kind of a clunky, wonky half. That being said, 254 total yards as of right now, 188 passing, 66 rushing. Third down has been sharp. Defensively, third down has been perfect. They're over 6. Let's take a look at the top 10 going on FCS, Ben.
You see Montana State at number 4, the Grizz just right behind them. How about the season Tarleton State has been having so far, knocking off Army, North Dakota State, obviously at number 1, the defending champs, and the Jackrabbits with a big win here in Bozeman a week ago today. Lamson again with an eternity in the pocket, tries to escape. Gets past one tackle, he hits the gas, Lamson for the end zone, and he powers his way in, touchdown.
Route to Bozeman, Ben, Syracuse, Stanford, he's landed here. Again though, to me that was good protection. That's good protection. Those wide receivers have got to get separation so that Lamson isn't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still nobody. I got to use my legs and go make something happen on my own. Great job by him.
And again, he wanted to throw the ball here in Bozeman. He can't throw the ball, but doing what he does best. Racking up TDs on the ground like he did at Stanford. 24 zip. And that's a big thing too. That dude, he is tough as nails.
He is. And you know, something Vegan mentioned about him, he's a learner. He loves to learn. He wants to learn. But I got to tell you, you know, Coach Sam Mix, who I've got a lot of respect for, guy that was coaching running backs, he's been in the program a long time with Coach Vegan. He's now coaching that wide receiver group. And if it's me, I'm looking at my guys at half saying, hey, he's got time. Figure it out, get separation, and get open. Nice job by that young man.
And a good response there after throwing that pick. 5 plays, 85 yards, and just 51 ticks. Again, like I said, he even said, look, when I was at Stanford as well as Syracuse, you know, I was a run-first guy. Let's just say my role the last 2 years was kind of foreign to me. He could sling it. Go back to his high school days. I mean, he could throw it, but obviously, as you saw there, he can definitely lower his shoulder and pick up the yards.
No question. And honestly, you look at those statistics, that's a fantastic first half. I mean, he's got the one blemish with the interception, and I'll be honest, it wasn't a really great, nicely thrown ball. It wasn't. Good coverage. I'm not going to take anything away from the defense there, but that wasn't a great ball, and you know, it was an interesting play call, I'll be honest, at that moment in the game.
Well, even in those 2 losses against Oregon and South Dakota State, he had great numbers in those games too, despite the losses.
I think a lot of people, you know, it's like, okay, we're facing the Oregon Ducks at Autzen. You know, it's like, what do we really have here? I think he looked pretty good. I mean, I really do. I think he looked good in that first outing, and then last week, yeah, it's not the same level. Yeah, it's not as many scholarships, and Lord knows, not paying those players as much money as they do in Eugene. But here we go. Overall, that was a pretty dang dominant first half by the Cats, and they're going to go, man, we probably could have had 2 more scores on this thing.
A 24-zip lead going into the locker room for number 4 Montana State. Again, Justin Lamson goes all the way. Don't forget halftime coming up in just a couple minutes here from Bozeman as the 4th-ranked Bobcats look for win number 1 here in the 2025 campaign. 30 minutes through and 30 minutes away from achieving that. Much more from Bobcat Stadium when we come back.
Welcome back into the Chevy halftime. Coach Justin Lamson's toughness really shining that final drive going into half. What are you liking from him this first half?
Well, I like the fact that he bounced back there. He threw the interception. We got another opportunity, and he took the team down and scored. You know, he continues to get better and better, and I know one thing, he's going to compete, and that last run is certainly a demonstration of that.
How was your defense able to post a shutout this first half?
Well, we're stopping the run first and foremost, and if we can do that, we can make it really hard on a team like this that wants to run the football. So that's a credit to all those guys doing their job.
Adam and Julia's providing a spark. How important was it for them to get going this first half?
Oh, I don't know if we're going. I look at that board. We didn't rush for enough yards, so we got to figure that out. And it's not them. We got to figure it out up front.
Thank you, Coach. Stay tuned. Coming up after this, Ben and Ty have your highlights.
Time 24-0 for number 4 Montana State over San Diego, looking for their first win of 2025. And Ty Gregorek, look, we can break down this game right now. We can talk about a whole sort of things, but I think there's something a little bit better. Like I said at the beginning of the broadcast, it was your birthday yesterday, and I think you deserve something here at halftime.
What the heck? What are we doing? I deserve something?
You deserve something.
Well, you're right. I don't know what the heck I deserve other than, you know, watching this ball game, which, you know, there's certain Bobcats.
Well, we're supposed to be getting something here, I think, right? That's what I was told. I don't know where the, well.
Are we talking about the ball game, or are we talking about me being old?
Well, we had a surprise set up for you. I don't know where it is.
Sweet.
It's coming. I'm being told it is coming. So
awesome.
We'll give it a couple seconds.
Well, I thought the Bobcats looked good. Was it perfect? No. Was it mostly dominant? Yes. So overall, pretty dang good by the Cats.
Okay, here we go. Here's your surprise right here.
Good Lord.
Again, a belated happy birthday.
Well, thank you, kids. Thanks, guys. Good. That's exactly what I need. My belt line's gonna be like, oh God, that's the last thing we need. More cake. Thank you, Jax. Thank you, Gabby. Love you guys. You're awesome.
Big thanks to the Gregorek family. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, eat that whole thing right now.
Right.
No forks, no utensils. Just dive right into it.
My metabolism ain't quite what it used to be, but I'll probably see that. I used to look like Matt Colombo. Now, now I look like Peter Falk in Colombo years ago.
All right, really quickly, we'll go to break. Let's take a look at some scores. Again, the biggest one out in Missoula right now in the second quarter. North Dakota leads 16-7 over Montana. And Northern Colorado right now keeping it close against the South Dakota State squad. But again, happy 30th birthday to Ty Gregorak.
Thanks, buddy.
Much more on halftime when we come back. 24-0 for number 4 Montana State over San Diego back here in Bozeman at halftime. Ben Creighton, a 30-year-old Ty Gregorak. And Ty, obviously the offense for Montana State so far through the first 30 minutes, pretty good.
I wish I was still 30. Yes, lots of good there, Ben. I mean, I'll tell you what I loved. I mean, the statistics are way in favor of the Bobcats. You know what I love, though? Those 4th and shorts on the Bobcat side of the field where they said, you know what, we're going to go for it. We're going to establish our identity. And what you saw last week when we needed a yard and couldn't get it, that's going to change right now. Great production by the offense overall. Like I said to you, is it perfect? No. But mostly dominant performance. And again, I know, I keep saying he's got to stop getting a lot of those shots, but Lamson looks good, man.
Oh, he's tough. 16 of 19 through the air, a pair of touchdowns. And can't forget about the defense, obviously, throwing a shutout through the first 30 minutes.
Well, and you saw Hunter Parsons on that one. They have -9 yards rushing right now. That is dominant. I know some of that sack yards. Great play by Caden Dowler, who is absolutely psyched about that play. Again, not perfect, but a fantastic first half by the Bobcats, doing what they're supposed to be doing against a Pioneer League team in San Diego. Zero offense to them.
Yeah, again, that D-line, -9 rushing yards. What a performance. Second half action from Bobcat Stadium coming up on a beautiful day in Bozeman. Again, just a beautiful day here in the Gallatin Valley with number 4 Montana State leading 24-0 as we get ready to start quarter number 3. And before we kick things off, Grace Lawrence caught up with San Diego head coach Brandon Moore.
Coach, what's the emphasis on offense this second half?
We're going to try to get some conversions, establish something, whether it's the running game or the short perimeter pass game. But we're not getting enough first downs, and we're not moving the chains enough.
Yeah, your defense got the interception. What's the message to them in the second half?
Just to keep fighting. I think they did everything they could in the first half. We put them in some real difficult situations, especially at the end of the half. Just got to do a better job of getting the quarterback on the ground and stopping the run.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, Ty, numbers don't lie. I mean, you look at it for San Diego, 0 for 6 on third downs, only 3 total first downs through the first half.
The numbers don't lie. It's a production-based business, and the production has not been there on third down. But, kind of like what I was saying about the Bobcats, they got to get some stuff going on first down, and again, I know some of those are sack yards, but -9 on the ground, considering what they've done the last 2 weeks against a current Big Sky opponent and a former/future Big Sky opponent. They got to get something moving on the ground with their big stud, Matt Colombo.
Jabez Woods will call fair catch for Montana State. So the Bobcats get the ball first to start this third quarter. Again, Justin Lamson effective so far, 16 of 19 through the air, 188 yards, a pair of touchdowns to Taco Dowler and to Adam Jones, and obviously being a bruiser on that touchdown run late in the second quarter.
I mean, again, he wasn't there. He didn't take a sack, a lot of stuff from last week in terms of learning, and again, I told you, Vegan said he loves to learn. That play towards the end of the game where he took off on his feet and didn't convert the first down. That was a learning moment for him.
On the first play of this series, Julius Davis sidesteps, and a gain of 3 there by Davis. That's right now the leading rusher today for the Bobcats with 56 before that play. He'll be subbed out for Adam Jones here on second down.
Yeah, and you never know. I mean, obviously they're going to try to, depending, don't want to speak too soon, but you either shorten this half, by running the football a lot. And obviously if you can continue to build on your lead, you start, getting into the depth chart a little bit and seeing other guys see some action. A lot of time before that, though.
Going to Hunter Province. And a first down for the Bobcats, Trey Moore. We haven't really called his name much today. Brings him down. Of course, the coach's son.
Yeah, you got again, you got 2 teams that both played in overtime last week, and you've got two head coaches on opposite sidelines that both get to coach their sons. What a cool experience for Coach Vigen and Coach Moore.
Out of the pistol, first down from the 36 for Montana State. Adam Jones. And brought down by a trio of Torero defenders.
Yeah, including that guy right there. You talk about a big, good-looking dude. I talked about him in the first half. Malachi Cooper, sorry. But my goodness, that's how they're supposed to look right there. And you know you're a dude if you are you wear that single-digit swag, and especially 0 on the D-line. That means you're a dude.
6'4", 260. A special player for us, according to the San Diego coaching staff. Second down, Lamson again. Underneath, Jabez Woods making the squeeze.
Yeah, Jabez got the memo that today has packed the place in pink, because I think he's the only Bobcat that's got, any sort of pink on. Those cleats are fire, man. I did my part, Ben. And I got to tell you, I'm excited to get down to the sideline. The phenomenal Grace Lawrence. She's in like literally nothing but hot pink last week, and there's no pink today. I mean, what am I missing here?
I was going to say those shoes on Jabez Woods right there. They're like highlighter pink right there. Again, going underneath. Julius Davis and Nate Fisher brings him down.
It's kind of like the Grizz playing in a blackout last week and going all white, Ben.
Yeah, I mean, look at those, man.
No doubt. Speaking of the Grizz, I think we got a pretty good game across the divide from what I hear.
Yeah, right now 16-7 North Dakota lead out at Waugh Grizz. Play action, Jabez Woods breaks free, turns on the Jets, still on his feet, and Jabez Woods, that hot pink, tearing up the turf.
Great play by him, good clean pocket, good throw, good catch, then the rest is on Jabez Woods. And you're going to see it at the end. We were just talking about the coach's son, Trey Moore. What a great effort play. It's him at the end here who eventually gets him down, but yeah, nice job. Little play action pass, not great by the Torero defense. Those offensive linemen will tell you every time, high hat, get your butt back.
Under center, Lamson gives it to Adam Jones and trying to cut upfield. Fans, make sure to keep sending in your photos to the hashtag MMA Fan Zone. Show off your team spirit. Just scan the QR code on your screen and upload your favorite fan shots. We'll pick some of our top photos coming up later on in the fourth quarter. Already got a lot of great submissions so far. And again, we continue to show off the pink here in Bozeman. 2nd and 5 now. Dollar motions. They swing it out to him. Jukes a defender, open space, Taco Dollar into the blue turf. Playmaking ability shines again.
Well, I'd say it's raining tacos, Ben, but it's more fun to say Taco Tuesday on Saturday. Nice job by him, just a little swing screen. Great perimeter blocking. And our dude out of Billings, West Montana, got dollars on every side of the field. Again, it's good job by Justin and Michelle Dollar by creating savage, talented young men by him. But look at this play. Great job by him. There's not an ounce of pink on him. His neon gloves are pretty fire, though. I guess that's what the kids say, fire. Drip.
Yeah, no comment. PAT good. 31-0 lead for number 4 Montana State. I guess we could use it. Taco Dollar has been fired today in that receiving core. A pair of TDs as he gets into the end zone again. Montana State blowing it open here in the 3rd. Main Street will be popping later tonight, especially if Montana State continue to roll here. A 31-0 lead. Taco Dollar finds himself into the end zone for the 2nd time this afternoon. As San Diego just looking for any sort of spark offensively. Yeah, and another touchback. We go back to that touchdown from Taco Dollar.
Yeah, I was just showing you, Chris Long in street clothes. We're going to see the replay of this. You can see Taco Dollar up here at the top. He's going in orbit motion, meaning over the top of the quarterback and running back. And what I want to show you, too, is right down here, great blocking down there, or up top, I mean, by one of the big tight ends. I couldn't see it, but just a phenomenal play call by Pete Steerbeck. Great execution. Taco Tuesday on a Saturday is a real thing. Now, going back to Coach Moore, this South Dakota offense has got to get something going here. They got to put together a drive
Ankiel underneath. Incomplete to Josh Heverly. Bryce Grebe brings him down. Yeah, because again, we saw it a week ago against Southern Utah. A lot of that was obviously because of the running game, but this San Diego offense is capable of putting up points.
Oh, no question. I mean, right now, I mean, you just saw Heverly, the young man out of Pleasanton, California. He's the leading receiver throughout the the previous 2.5 weeks with 10 catches for 81 yards. They just got to get some momentum. There's a lot. This is a veteran group. There's a lot of seniors on this offense, a lot of grad guys, and they just got to put something together. And compliment to Sean Howe and this defense. They've been nothing short of suffocating.
Adam Kreider with the carry there. As that will move the sticks at first down.
Good shot of Paul Brott right there. It's fun listening to Vegan. Paul Broad's become a dude, a real dude, and just maturation-wise, he's really grown on Coach Vegan. Shoot, I mean, he's grown on him like a colony of E. coli room temperature Canadian bacon, Ben. That's how much he's grown on Vegan over the last 4 or 5 years of his career, young man out of Billings.
In the infancy of this season, that's definitely the best analogy I've heard from you so far. On the far side, that one complete to Schwalm.
Well, I mean, you're giving me birthday cakes at halftime. When you get old, you just start, you learn more jokes and more analogies, and yeah, I'm getting old, man. I got young kids to keep me young, though.
2nd down and 5 upcoming. Yeah, I mean, Paul Brott, him and Kenneth Iden, obviously the two big leaders on that D line, and with Brott, I remember Brent Vegan telling us last year, he's a pretty raw guy when he got here to Bozeman, but he has what you want in a developmental guy, and boy, has he really exploded as Adam Kreider tries to reach for a first down, and he'll get it.
Yeah, Big Brott, I mean, obviously he comes from a family of cats. His brothers played here, all different positions. But that right there, that's what they got to do. They've got to keep these chains moving, keep this Montana State offense off the field. Is it looking bleak for South Dakota? Yes. Do they still have a lot of pride and they work their butts off to coach and practice and play? Yes.
To the air, Nankiel being chased, able to escape, throws on the run, incomplete. Intended for Cole Monick, a little too tall there.
Well, that was the big fella we were just talking about, the moose, the big moose right up front here. You can see him right there. Bye-bye. Oh, I just did the multi-circle. I had the wrong thing, Ben. Arts and crafts. I gotta figure out the arts and crafts time here. But big play by him just to make Nankiel move, and then great coverage here. You can see the 2 high, essentially playing a true cover 2. Nowhere to throw.
Incomplete. I'll bring up 3rd down. And going back to your point about San Diego, last week against Southern Utah, I mean, Brandon Moore even said, we tried to limit Southern Utah's ability to get on the field, really killing the clock, keeping the offense on the field, keeping the defense rested. Because you look at the time of possession right now, Montana State 22 minutes, 12 minutes for San Diego.
Right. No, and here's the thing, and they're putting back, I'm talking about MSU's defense right now. They're visiting about something down there, Ben. I'm not sure, maybe the clock. But, I mean, you talk about just dominant last week. 12 of 13 on 3rd down for this Bobcat defense today. They're 100% into the 3rd quarter, and they got a great opportunity at 3rd and long right now. Showing the illusion of pressure. Let's see if they bring it. They do not.
Yeah, they'll bring 4 here. Nankiel up the gut, and again, incomplete throwing on the run. That time incomplete for Christopher Hall. And a 4th down upcoming.
Nice job by that Cat defense. Again, I was going to say, we went from one screen showing $1 to the other screen showing $1. Look at the drip, though. I mean, he's got one leg, one short, neon gloves, a lot of drip there.
As Taco Dollar will catch and drift out of bounds. But again, Justin Lamson really taking advantage of being in his new home. Getting it done on the ground and through the air. As he and the offense will be back on the field when we come back.
Today's game.
31-0 lead for Montana State. And of course the band having fun and A lot of you having fun as well, sending in your submissions to the Marsh McLennan Agency Fan Zone. I say it every single year. Got to start them young, and in that case, very young. And of course, out on the farm. And of course, you got the man caves, obviously.
Good looking man cave. I was gonna say that young lady, she looked like she was going to prom in her pink dress. She heard about the dang pack the place in pink, Ben.
Malachi Cooper on the stop there on first down. Yeah, even when you're not physically here at Bobcat Stadium, you're supporting a good cause.
Absolutely.
See Justin Lamson right there. And again, a long journey to get here to Bozeman. And he even said the support that he's gotten here in Bozeman, he even said he didn't really have that out at Stanford. You kind of take those things for granted sometimes. As Dowler motions here on second down. In the pistol, Lamson goes to the air again, just dumps it off. To who else? Taco Dowler.
Yeah, another little multi-cross route, little spot there by Taco Dowler, getting himself open here late. Good clean pocket again. Looks like we got a Torero dinged up, Ben.
Yep. And they'll tend to him. And again, the impact that Justin Lamson has had. I mean, just your overall evaluation of him so far. Because look, you know what? We'll take a break. We'll get back to that point in a second. 31-0 Bobcats. Well, again, thankfully the sun's out today here in Bozeman, but I don't know, you got a little bit of dark clouds beyond the Bridgers, maybe some rain. I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist, so.
No, it's called living in the mountains.
Very true.
You never know what you're going to get. It can be 75 and perfect, and next thing you know, you're picking up your patio furniture because it just got blown over and rained on.
No, we've definitely seen our share of wild weather. I go back to Cat Grizz just a year ago. And that violent windstorm we had.
I like this big man bunch set here. Run a little counter off it.
Adam Jones turns the corner, down the sideline, cuts back inside, and Adam Jones with another big run.
Yeah, nice play. I mean, like I said, they brought in some big people. You know, usually defensively you'd think they're coming that way with some power. Something they don't. They run counter back to the boundary. Tight ends down the field blocking. Wide receivers blocking. You saw Jacob Trimble maintaining his block. Nice job by that Cat offense.
As Lamson goes back under center. Pulls it back on play action. Loads of time. And Taco Dowler, who else, with another reception on a beautiful dime from Lamson.
Great protection, play action, pass all the way, and who else but Taco Dowler. Great throw, great catch. Look at that tight zoom on the spiral. Yeah,
coming right into your living room too, Taco Dowler. Great work, obviously, by our camera folks here at Scripps Sports. First down and 10. Julius Davis dancing and gets to the 18-yard line.
Yep. And like I said, you know, with the deep threat of Taco, and again, I think right now they're just trying to feel, okay, you know, who else is there? You know, we keep seeing, you know, Steele's name pop up every now and then. But just, you know, Coach Vigen keeps talking about getting the ball into other playmakers' hands. Well, who are those other playmakers' hands? I'll tell you, that guy has been one for now a couple years.
Yeah, Julius Davis, another one of those guys as he streaks in for a touchdown.
Big Julius, 5:41 left in the third, and that, you know, again, they're trying to find an identity. They're trying to show, okay, here's who we are. That being said, I would imagine we'll start getting into the roster a little bit. Great job by that big front. Way to maintain, sustain your blocks. The rest is on the big fella.
17 yards to the house for Julius Davis. His first TD of 2025. $38-0 Montana State.
With the blocks right there, and then you're going to see Doesn't even have to get a block down the field. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. 38-0 Bobcats on the pack the place in pink Saturday bet. A little early in the season, but you know what? It's because the Cats really aren't home in October, I bet.
Let's go back down to Grace Lawrence.
The Montana State defensive line has balled out these past couple of weeks. I mean, Ty, you said it. Vegan said Alec Eckert and Hunter Parsons had their best games yet against SDSU. And during fall camp, I asked the room to put me through a workout. Coach Babb, Alec, and Hunter, they all put me to the test. I learned how to rush the passer, be in a three-point stance, and most of all, be violent. That's what Coach Babb told me that stuck with me. Just a shout out to them for putting me through this workout. But Ty, I mean, you're the defensive coordinator on this team. How'd I look?
Well, two things there, Grace. One, I thought I'd seen it all. Two, get your pads down, Grace. Low man wins. Get your pads down. No, it looks good. Good stuff there, Grace. I love that you did that.
How was she not on the 2 deep?
Yeah.
And another touchback, by the way. And again, that defensive line, the big group for that Montana State defense. I mean, you just look at the numbers right there. And the playmakers as well, with Alec Eckert, Hunter Parsons, Kenneth Iden, Paul Brott. I mean, you got 4 big boys down there.
Well, and what you're seeing is, you know, that right now, this is that 2 group. All right, but that's exactly what you want, is to recruit, develop a whole bunch of those dudes so you can roll them in and out. You see guys like Zach Black, Talon Marsh, Zach Cruz in the football game, Dom Solano, and I bet they probably won't miss a beat. I say that, gash right up the middle.
Yeah, Adam Kreider turning on the Jets there.
You can see it right here, right through the A gap. Yeah. They had their way there with Xavier Aarons, the linebacker. I was going to say, a lot of times that isn't always on the D line. You're starting to see some young linebackers in there.
Gain of 20 yards there. On first down, they feed the back again. And about a gain of 5 there. And now a word from Whitefish Credit Union.
Montana's largest credit union offers Montanans the best way to save. Whitefish Credit Union certificates are available now.
Yeah, Adam Kreider getting a lot of touches today. I mean, we were hyping up Matt Colombo before this game, but only with 4 total yards on 6 carries.
No question, you know, and they got to understand. I mean, this is another non-conference game. They've got a long season ahead, a lot of travel miles to go, as we saw earlier.
Play fake, and way short of Heverly. Third down.
But you know, you got a 38-0 game right now, Ben. And I guess you know that's sharp thinking. And hey, it's still the middle of September. We got a long season to go. We're trying to go compete for a Pioneer League championship. Let's make sure we get out of here without, you know, hurting some of our key players.
Which they definitely can. They were picked to win the Pioneer League in the preseason poll, this San Diego bunch. And we've already seen it a couple times this year, some Pioneer League teams knocking off some opponents. Presbyterians had a strong start so far. 3rd down and 5. Nankeel. He'll escape the pocket, bounces to the outside and goes down, but he's going to be way short of the line to gain.
Yeah, what they did is they actually put 2 defensive end of the boundary. They had both Zach Cruz and Kenny Iden. So you're getting, you know, very much a speed package. And you know, for an aggressive defense, they actually only brought 2 players. They had a middle spy with one of the D line. They dropped to the boundary D end. That's Zach Cruz. Looks like we got a Torero down here, Ben.
Yeah, it's going to be Jack Diambra. Shaken up. He'll be tended to by the San Diego training staff.
You talk about a beautiful campus. You ever been to their campus?
I've never been to San Diego yet.
It's stunning. I mean, it's absolutely campus.
I've never been to San Diego yet.
It's stunning. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. You got to be a rocket scientist to get into that school. I mean, it's just a phenomenal school and a beautiful setting.
Because I was watching, obviously, their game last week against Southern Utah. Their football stadium, I mean, just the backdrop and everything, absolutely beautiful.
And obviously, we hope this young man is okay.
And he will be held to the sideline.
Yep. Again, you said that's Diambra, big senior out of Wildomar, California. You know, I didn't even look at the percentage. I don't know if you did. I mean, just massive, massive percentage of this team is made up of California men.
They are. Danville, Long Beach.
Lots of Mission Viejo, Bakersville, Rockland. I even see a San Juan Capistrano, Ben.
There you go. And of course, Los Angeles,
where the beer flows like wine and the women instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano.
On 4th down and 2, they'll punt it away again. Yeah, very athletic group up in that O-line, according to Brent Vigen when we talked to him earlier this week. And a chase for the ball.
What a play by that guy.
They were able to keep it out of the end zone.
I think Taco made the right call there, but what a great play by this kid.
Yeah, look at this. Right in front of the goal line.
Here's probably the best look right here. Nowhere is his body in. Nice job. Big time play. Well, yeah, the ball never went in. They're talking about it right now because I missed the number. His foot was definitely in the end zone, but the ball never moved it. Never went across, I mean.
And Patrick Duchesne will take over as we wind down this 3rd quarter.
Bobcat Nation, welcome. Patty Ice, baby. Pat Duchesne out of Florence, Montana.
To the ground game, just trying to inch their way out of the goal line. And obviously that means Justin Lamson's day is done. And what an afternoon for him. Going 23 of 26, 3 touchdown passes. And of course, just absolutely rumbling for that rushing TD late in the 2nd quarter.
No, I mean, other than a pretty poor throw on that interception late in the 1st half, I thought he was, you know, as close to flawless as possible. I think Bobcat fans everywhere should be pretty thrilled with what they got at quarterback right now.
Getting to the 10-yard line, Colson Kuhn, who is now in a running back. You see Lamson now with the headset on, done for the day. Season highs for 293.
No, it's a fantastic game, and again, to me, the 3 incompletes. Hold on, Ben. I mean, you've already made mention to whoever is actually deciding to tune in this broadcast that yes, I had a birthday, but I guess it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Lamson.
Duchesne.
Or Duchesne. Oh, it's Duchesne's birthday. Patty Ice. He got ice in his veins, Ben.
3rd and short upcoming. No, excuse me, that'll be 4th down. As they'll send out the punt unit.
Well, that is something we haven't seen much today. The blue and gold punt team.
Colby Froker will put toe to leather. And a booming punt. And fair caught near the 35. Well, Ty, if you listen to the Big Sky Commissioner, Tom Wistersill, he'll always say, hey, you can get there from here. And just overall in the FCS, I mean, all the talent that we've seen in FCS football the last couple of years who are now playing in the NFL. I mean, just look at the numbers.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we used to say it to high school kids. It don't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter if you're from Melstone, Montana. If you can play, and they'll find you. 10% of NFL rosters, that's pretty big. And I'll say this. COVID and the pandemic really hurt the FCS. I wouldn't be shocked if prior to 2020, those numbers were even greater. But still awesome to see. And I know throughout the year, we're going to highlight, Montana State and whichever program they're playing as to who's getting the opportunity to play on Sundays.
Peyton Smith off of the dump off from Nankiel. And of course, a couple names, obviously one very familiar to folks here in Bozeman. Troy Anderson making some noise with the Atlanta Falcons. Khalil Dorsey with the Detroit Lions, who obviously got off to a bad start last week against the Packers.
Yes, sir. Now some good players right there. Cool to see. We're showing, all defensive players, a couple LBs, DB. Fantastic players and fun to watch and talk about their careers.
Yeah, Kreider with another strong run. Spins his way for a first down. J.J. Dolan brings him down.
Nice run. Nice open field tackle. Dolan's dad actually is a former Grizz. And again, we're going to have to, as we get into this, as we start getting close to the fourth quarter, they recognize that it's the pink day, but we're going to have to start checking in on that game going over in Missoula. It sounds like it's a good one, or still a good one.
Almost a top 15 battle out there at Wa Grizz. Nankeel, off balance throw. Incomplete.
Yeah, considering we are almost to the fourth quarter, I mean, just a dominant day by this defense with, South Dakota only having 133 yards at this juncture. So a good shot of Coulter Petrie there. Redshirt freshman out of Helena High.
Holding San Diego to just 7 total first downs in this game as we wind down this third quarter. 2nd and 10. Nankeel, play fake. And a great catch right there. Good control there from Cole Monick to haul in that pass.
It's a great play by him. I mean, now that we're starting to see, down the roster here, Ryan Craig gets sucked up on that play action. He had no reason to take 2-3 steps forward. He just got to sink back into his hole there, and that might be an interception. But you live and you learn. Coach Jody Owens, the great linebacker here, who is his position coach, will have a little film sesh tomorrow, Monday morning.
What will be the final play of this third quarter? Nankeel over the top and complete. Intended for Christopher Hall. As that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. Montana State on their way to win number 1 here in 2025 in front of the home fans. Fourth quarter coming up on the other side from Bozeman.
Sponsored by Montana State University, Mountains and Mines, Town Pump, Pump It Up, Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking, your Montana Chevy dealers, and the University of Montana. Build your skills the Montana way.
I'll just give me a lawn chair and a Bose speaker, play some country music. I'm set with that scenery, but that's dedication right there.
It's differently pleasant. There's no question about it.
2nd down for the San Diego offense. Kreider looking through a hole. And maybe a gain of 1 there. 3rd down.
Well, it looked like a few plays ago, Aarons was welcome to big boy football. This is a nice play by him. Just the youngster pacing the play. Nice job, nice tackle. You're probably too young. There was an old Henry Rollins song called "The Roof Is on Fire." Those dudes all painted red. It was kind of creepy. That's what it reminded me of that.
Once again, another reference I don't get.
Right.
They show 5. Swinging it out to Kreider. Cuts through a window and short of the 20. And it will be enough for a first down.
But you can't see it, but yeah, right? We're going to see an all 22 here. I believe it's Ryan Cray, 42. He's got to keep fighting for his leverage outside of that block. Again, we're going to see some youth on the field, and there'll be lots of good film work for a lot of these youngsters to go watch, because you don't get to see it as much in practice. This game experience for these guys is hard to replace, so there's going to be a lot of good stuff for these youngsters to watch, and obviously you want the level of play to keep going. I mean, they just got their first 3rd down. If you're Sean Howe, you're sitting there saying, boys, we're going to give you opportunities to play. Go play. The standard is the standard. Go play.
Well, that's also why last season for Montana State was so beneficial with all the runaways. It gave all those 2nd and 3rd string guys to get that opportunity. And now, here in 2025, a couple of the guys are stepping up.
Yep. And they need to keep getting some guys back, right? Burke Masto, Takari. Oh,
another helmet comes off.
College football, your helmet comes off, you got to go off.
And also a flag on the field as well.
Looks like that was Big Talon Marsh. Another Helena product, only this one out of Capital.
Omar and
number 99 for the defense lost his helmet, continued to participate in the play. Personal foul, half distance to the goal line, automatic first down, San Diego.
I know rules are rules, Ben, but that's one of the softest rules. Like, okay, your helmet comes off. You're a warrior, you're a savage. What are you supposed to do? Just take a knee and be like, okay, yeah, just do your thing. I mean, come on. But he got penalized, another coaching point for some of these youngsters.
Yeah, I get the safety reasons,
well,
but at the same time, to the air, to the pylon, and making the grab. Touchdown, San Diego, as Josh Heverly gets the Toreros in the end zone for the first time today.
Well, we were talking about him earlier. He's been their most productive wide receiver throughout the first 2 games. Gets just a little one-on-one. The coverage is tight, just not tight enough. And I think I said Takari earlier. Takari's in the ballgame. That was on Takari. I was talking about Taki Yu, who's still been dinged since that Oregon game.
Salazar splits the uprights on the PAT. As the Toreros, for the first time today, able to drive down the field. What a strike from Dom Nankiel. (38-7), number 4 Montana State over San Diego. Here in the opening minutes of the 4th quarter. She's got her pink on as well.
I actually know that young lady. Her name is Opal. It's a big small town, baby, in a big small state. Beautiful Opal right there. Opal Johannesson.
I was going to say, you're the man here in Bozeman, apparently.
No, I don't. Well, no, I'm absolutely not. It was good. Grant Collins and Braden Conkle just stopped in to give a couple hugs, which was nice.
Jabez Woods will let it fly in the back of the end zone. Back down to Grace Lawrence.
Coach Vegan told me this week it's been quite the opportunity for him to be coaching 2 of his 3 sons this season. Jake, the oldest, is on the D-line, and Grant's a freshman quarterback. Brent said more than anything, it's been great for his 2 sons to be hanging out so much on the same team for the first time in their careers. Brent's dad was his coach, a Hall of Fame coach, might I add, and who he ultimately caught the passion and joy from. Luke, his youngest, just started high school. Their mom and Brent's wife, Molly, has been the guiding force for their family, according to Coach. A college athlete herself, she gets the lifestyle and finds it so important to help all the spouses on the team. A family affair for the Vegans, guys.
I was going to say, it's got to be a fun but hectic football season in that household. And rumbling out of bounds for a first down.
Yeah, as good of a man, good of a coach, good as a father Coach Vegan is. Molly Vegan is nothing short of a saint. That is a lot of testosterone in one household, Ben.
And meanwhile, like we highlighted earlier, obviously Trey Moore, the son of head coach Brandon Moore. And at San Diego sideline, Duchesne rolling to his right. And that one complete short of the sticks. Go back to Trey Moore. And we talked to the San Diego head coach earlier this week about it, and he said, he missed a big part of his high school career, and getting the chance to spend time with him now here in the college days has been really, really rewarding for him.
Yeah, coaching is one of the best professions anyone who loves ball can be in. It's amazing, but you do sacrifice a lot. You sacrifice a lot personally, but more importantly, you sacrifice a lot for your family, and it is cool to see, that young man who started his career at NAU, then his dad gets the job at San Diego, wants to join forces. It's pretty awesome.
And first down is Jared White getting some carries here in the 4th quarter. Of course, Jared White also a mainstay here in Bozeman over the last couple of years.
Yeah, he's been around a long time, and he's a good player. I've said it for years now. A lot of programs, he'd be the starting running back. Great pop right there, Ben.
You know, Colson Kuhn with the carry. Nate Fisher just flies in.
Yep, been talking about Fisher, like this kid. I mean, again, he's a Washington boy. He's from the Evergreen State, but watch his pop right here. This is a good, ferocious pop. And Kuhn just got to get his pads down a little bit, but I love this play by the inside linebacker. Sheds Braden Zimmer, uses, you know, great hands, great leverage. Good play by him.
Fisher with 5 solo tackles this afternoon. The dump off going to Ryan Schlepp. And once again, Nate Fisher.
I could be wrong, Ben. I'm getting old. My eyes are getting bad, but I think that's Lencioni out of Bozeman High.
Oh, you're right. You're right. From up here, it looked like 2 8s. Yep, you're correct.
Man, listen, we all make mistakes, man. I've made 3 big ones, but you know, but you know, again, they've got a nice core of tight ends, and it's cool to see them being utilized. From what I can see, you know, this looks like a 10 personnel, 4 wide receiver outfit, and then they mix it up with their 12 packages. And right here, it looks like 10 2x2 deuce, but it's actually 11 with Lencioni flexed out to the boundary down here.
Duchesne, quick strike, Jacob Trimble. And that'll be a first down. Yeah, go back to those tight ends. I mean, again, Bozeman has been a factory for them, especially this year with Ryan Schlepp and Lencioni being right here from Bozeman.
Well, and you
different high schools, though.
No question. But you and I have got to broadcast and be a part of, you know, be a part of this journey now for 4 seasons, and we've seen some dang good ones, some dang good tight ends. And you get, I mean, Coach Vigen's an old NDSU guy. You get a bunch of good tight ends in your program, you can do a lot with them.
Jared White. Still on his feet, still churning, still on his feet. Yeah, Jared White.
That's a big, tough run by Jared White, taking advantage of his turns. You can see him back here in the pistol set, just running inside zone. Keep those legs churning. Right here at the end, this is what's fun to watch. Beast mode right here. Oh, yeah, get that extra yard. I love it.
And again, that's the goal for this Montana State bunch. You obviously got that 1-2 punch, but you need those guys in the 3 and 4 spots to also produce. And Jared White, again, picking up some yards. And now a word from Whitefish Credit Union.
Montana's largest credit union offers Montanans the best way to save. Whitefish Credit Union certificates are available now.
Colson Kuhn back in at running back for the Bobcats here on 2nd and 6.
Taking every second of that clock as we speak. 12 personnel here with both tight ends in the game. Split zone.
Side step from Kuhn. And he'll reach forward. Ruben Lopez there to stop that run.
Colson Kuhn, again, another great player out of the state of Wyoming.
And no, I've not been to Wyoming.
I know you haven't.
Every time you bring up Colson Kuhn, you say, you ever been to Wyoming, Ben?
Well, it's the Cowboy State, Ben.
For the 3rd year in a row. No, I have not been. I will be next month, though.
There you go.
I will be next month.
We've also been doing this 4 years together, and you're just going to Yellowstone for the first time. I mean, figure it out, Creighton.
I don't have time, man. I come in on Friday. I'm out of here Sunday. But with that bye week after Idaho State, I'm making it an extended weekend.
I like it.
Not much there.
I like it. You're going to love it. Don't touch the bison. All right, don't be on.
I'm not going to go hug a wolf or anything.
Yeah, I mean, they're just every year you see these just stupid human beings like, I want to get close to a 2,000-pound animal.
Stay in the car.
Yeah,
stay in the car, and don't approach any grizzlies either.
No, you won't even see one.
And it's pretty close to hibernation time. So, Miles Sandstead trying to tack on 3 more. And right through. 41-7, I should say, Montana State. Again, a couple of hard runs. Jared White not to be denied as his Bobcats up big. Taco Dowler again back to return.
At this point in the game, you'd almost like to see who your backup punt returner.
I was wondering the same thing.
Taco is an invaluable part of this offense and special teams. But, well, I know.
Well, here's the thing, Ty. We talked about the pink out. Obviously, you got a lot of pink out there. You got your pink on. I got my pink tie. We'll give her a little grief for a little bit. Grace Lawrence down the field. She was in hot pink last week. But what are you doing now?
I would just like to defend my outfit. This is pink. Shout out the Bozeman TJ Maxx tie. I know, and Ben, you know, I know I was in the full pink out last week. I didn't get the memo this week was packed the place in pink, but I really think this is pink. I think I'm giving Elle Woods, you know, one of my favorite movies. And the sideline reporter did stop at, you know, Town and Country to get the cake this morning. Maybe, maybe not. So I don't know. I would just like some credit for the pink I'm wearing.
I did not know you had a part of the cake, Grace. Thank you. I would like you to know that my daughter Gabby sent me with my game water bottle today that matched your outfit last week. So all I want to say is get yourself together, understand what the theme of the game is. Today was pack the place in pink. But you look great, Grace. You're a savage, you're a professional. Love lining up next to you.
2-minute timeout here in Bozeman. 41-7 Bobcats. Well, I don't think there's any question, Ty. Our Whitefish Credit Union player of the game, Justin Lamson, getting it done with his arm. Couple of TD throws, 3 in total. And then you'll see it just a second. I mean, just absolutely pounding the turf for 6.
Fantastic game by that young man. Did a lot of nice things. He's a very, very good player. You can tell he's a smart player. I think Bobcat Nation should feel pretty good about quarterback right now, because I think Patty Ice here, Duchesne out of Florence, and then, oh, by the way, a young man we watched a lot last year, the third guy is Chance Wilson, he's a good young-looking player. So the quarterback room looks sharp right now for the Cats.
The best Woods on the sweep. A big chunk of yards there. I mean, that was the big question. Look, we all know Tommy Mellott is on the Mount Rushmore here at Montana State. How is somebody going to replicate his success? I mean, not the same style of quarterback, even though Justin Lamson can definitely run it, but can sling it. No question about that.
Well, I just think it'd been a long time. Tommy was a very good athlete who played quarterback, and Tommy could make a lot of the throws. Never will take anything away from Tommy. Tommy is one of the best to ever do it at this place, and there's been some good ones. But with Justin Lamson, you've got a quarterback who can also run. And again, man, I mean, Tommy Mellott won the dang, Heisman Trophy of FCS last year. He's as good a player as this place has seen, and he's a New Orleans Saint for a reason. He's a fantastic athlete, but I think this kid just, maybe in terms of quarterback play, potentially can give you some more options than the young man from Butte could do. But and that's hard to say. The guy barely lost as a player here. He's a great player. He's a great player for the Bobcats. I just think this Lamson's got a bright future, man.
Jared White again. Shoves off a defender and runs out of bounds. Yeah, really looking forward to seeing how Tommy Mellott fares with the New Orleans Saints down there. Obviously on the practice squad, and hopefully maybe at some point we'll get some run with the NFL roster. And a big thing too offensively, the red zone numbers for Montana State. I mean, that's taking advantage of your trips. 3 in the end zone and tacking on a field goal.
Yep, it's been excellent. And honestly, defensively, the Cats were phenomenal. Didn't give up a first down until the 2s and 3s were getting their turns. Again, there is no such thing as the perfect game, but that was a dominant performance, which again, we called it a get-right type game at the beginning of the broadcast, Ben, and there's a lot of good takeaways from today. They didn't have to punt much. Which means they didn't have a punt blocked.
Right.
I'll knock on wood because there is a minute and 3 seconds here, but they cleaned up that phase. It's been a mostly clean game.
And some more opportunities next week when they once again welcome in Mercyhurst before we head into Big Sky play.
Yeah, back to two trips across the country for Mercyhurst in back-to-back years. That's,
have you seen their schedule?
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah,
brutal.
Because they're facing Sacramento State later tonight.
Right.
They also had to play, if I'm not mistaken, South Dakota State as well at some point.
That's a real treat.
I'll have to double check that. Don't quote me.
Well, for every offensive fan out there, this is what is known as your favorite play in football and your favorite formation. Victory formation. This is it, Ben. Don't fumble the snap. Take a knee. Sayonara.
And one final knee will wrap it up here in Bozeman. Brent Vigen with win number 1 here in 2025. A get-right game, as we've been harping on throughout this one for Montana State, as they will take down San Diego, the favorite in the Pioneer League, 41-7. And again, a long season upcoming for Brandon Moore and that bunch. I mean, there were some things that I really liked watching from that squad at San Diego. I'm anticipating them to have a big season in the conference.
No question.
And again, Justin Lamson, big performance as he joins Grace Lawrence.
All right, Justin, well, this journey has taken you all over the country, but now you're a Bobcat. You just got your first win in the blue and gold. How special was today?
Yeah, it felt good. I feel like that was a lot of team football right there. Offense and defense were clicking. That's what we needed. Last weekend was tough, so just being able to bounce back, super important for us.
Yeah, bouncing back, going 0-2 to start the season. What was the approach to this week?
The approach was just get better. I mean, it was a tough week for us. I mean, we got a lot of competitors in the building, so we got to find a way to get better. We still got to keep finding a way to get better, and I don't know, just still trying to improve. We got a lot of good opponents coming up.
Well, you talk about competitors. You might be the biggest one in that locker room. Where does this toughness come from?
It's just always the way I've played. Just try to, put that on my shoulders, and I think if everyone sees, one guy doing it, they'll follow behind and try and do the same thing, I guess.
A win in front of Bobcat Nation. How special is this crowd?
They're damn good. I've loved playing in front of them. Wish I could have got the win from last weekend, and that's why I kind of hurt the most, right? But just the support for them to come out here today after those 2 weeks, it felt good.
You've got a lot of weapons, but you love hitting Taco Dowler. How special is that connection?
Yeah, I've said it before. Taco's just a guy, I've built chemistry with just because we've worked so much in the offseason, and that means a lot to me. So, he's just doing a good job getting open, and we got to keep finding ways to get him the football.
Congratulations, Justin. Ben?
Yeah, again, Ty, we talked about it earlier. Talked about it earlier on. I mean, Justin Lamson has even said the support that he's gotten here in Bozeman, you didn't really have that at Stanford, and you kind of take that for granted. And as he gets his first win in a Bobcat uniform, as that will do it here from Bobcat Stadium. Once again, the final score, number 4, Montana State 41, San Diego 7. Make sure to stay tuned for bonus coverage coming up right here on Scripps Sports. We'll head out to Missoula and join Trey Bender, Jordan Tripp, and Kyle Hansen for the conclusion of Montana and North Dakota in a top 20 battle. But for now, for Ty Gregorak, Grace Lawrence, and the rest of our crew, I'm Ben Creighton. So long, everyone.